The continuous abduction of students across northern states has been described as a major setback to the development of education in the region. Prominent Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi is asking the government to engage bandits in order to guarantee security in schools. Now, he insisted that the government could not protect schools without first finding means to end banditry in the country. Can this put an end to this disturbing trend of school abductions and ensure the safety of schools and citizens at large? This is the big question on the minds of Nigerians. And I have with me in the studio to make sense of all of this, Razak Olukoba, to help us make sense of some of these developments. General Razak, good morning.
Good morning, Mike, and good morning, viewers at home.
Good to see you. Now, the abduction of schools, abduction of students in schools has been in the last 1-2 months have been on, especially in the northwest part of the country. And recently, respected Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi was saying that government should negotiate with bandits as a way of also engaging them to protect schools. I wonder what you make of that.
Well, the insecurity in Nigeria is a peculiar pattern that it's been difficult for people to define. If you look at Sudan, they have a pattern. It's Sudan and the Southern Sudan, and they are battling with it. In Mali, it is clear, insurgents and the petty insecurity. And if you go to Chad, that's for Africa. Even for Asia, India is rape, Kashmir region. In Europe, if you go to Spain, it's a Catalonia issue. And China, you have their own internal issues where a small portion of parts wants who go away from China. They are insisting the Hong Kong issue. But we have up to 5 major insecurity problems in Nigeria, and that's weighing too much on us. And that's the reason why we have to sit back and look at it. That where is it all coming from? Abduction of students in schools is a major issue that if it is in another country, the entire country will have to pause and look at it. There's insurgents, there's the kidnapping, there's the IPOB, the Biafrans. In the Niger Delta, there's militancy going on there for resource control. And the Southwest, elders and the farmers crisis. These are up to 5 major crises. And when you get to a point like this, you don't have to only apply conventional method again. You have to begin to look at unconventional method. The country, public office holder, and the people must begin to mobilize. We have to begin to mobilize the entire nation against insecurity.
When you talk about unconventional means or methods of solving the issues.
Yeah. For instance, what the president is doing at the moment, visiting regions, all the major, this is an unconventional way of mobilizing the entire nation. It's not a government structure, it's not a government apparatus, and that's what we must engage more now. The army boys, they are fathers to their husband to people. They are dying every day. Police are dying every day, securing us. So we must not leave it at the doorstep of only the army, the soldiers. It's when we are alive, we'll be talking about resource control, the structuring of Nigeria and all sorts of it. We must have our country back first. And you get to a point in this form. What you need to do is to raise the consciousness of the people that this is a major crisis. You have to initiate an uprising, a government-initiated uprising against criminality in the country. And the way to do that...
Are you seeing government doing that?
That's why we are suggesting to them that our security agent must learn to profile concept very well. When we make this kind of suggestion, they watch the program, they should define it properly to people in government, to define properly for Buhari, to define properly for the governors. And some states employ the measure and it works. If you, as much as people disagree with Fayoshe in Ekiti that time, Fayoshe mobilized the people in Ekiti against kidnappers, against people who were the toga of being a Fulani man committing crime, and they are criminal because they are criminal, not because they belong to a particular ethnic group. So he mobilized the consciousness. As much as I disagree with Fayose, he did that. And there are most other states who follow that model because the school is located in the community. They are located in communities. There are people living there. They are not aliens. So even cities where those crimes are committed, more often, there are people there. So National Orientation Agency and all the bodies that are responsible for engaging the people must move into the populace. They have to go to villages. They have to begin to educate the people. They have to begin to try to train the people on how to respond, first-time responder to issues. In Lagos at the time, before the police will come, what the people do is that they lock up gates. When you come to an area to rob, they lock up gates. By the time you start blowing up about 10, 15 gates, you get tired and they get apprehended. So this kind of concept, we have to begin to bring it up. We must have our concept, because the way things are going, our soldiers, our policemen, the truth is that me and you are Nigerians. Guys that are watching us at home are also Nigerians. They are getting spent. They are getting, and the numbers are depleting every day. They are cleaning our people. So we must create a buffer around them. The people must create a buffer around them. We must assist them. We don't have to let them go and continue to engage the criminal. They keep losing their life. And because as a result of army of unemployed youth, the criminals are getting recruited every day. A soldier friend, it's not criminal to say it on television, told me 6 years ago that he has resigned from the army. That a Boko Haram salary is 300,000 naira. That's what they got to know. He's not in the army today. But he told me that in the face of unemployment, who hears that kind of thing and won't get recruited into it? It's rare. That's very, very tempting. So, as a result of army of unemployed youth, Boko Haram, they're getting recruitment. ISWAP is getting recruitment. Bandits, kidnappers. It's lucrative. So you only need to have your youth back. And the way to have back is not to use the old method of just talking on television. The parents should talk. No. This is a national consciousness. There must be a national consciousness. The president must arise. He must inspire the entire nation.
But from Sheikh Gumi's perspective, if the bandits that we're talking about are Nigerians, would you see engaging them to protect schools?
When there is nothing to when you're in the family house, when a woman gains prominence, you call it mom. You call her mommy, even if she's not your mom or the mother. You say, "I'm mommy." Because she has a prominence in your family, you must call her mommy. When bandits have gained prominence, we have to start begging them. And that's what Gumi is suggesting. That the security agents have done what they are supposed to do there. So the government must hone the process. And the way to hone the process is to engage the people. The people must own the security process. They must work. And to gain it, the president must force this profile that people, the security agents has given him, this regimented mind that there are people trying to frustrate your government. People suggest there's a state police, people suggest these are enemies of your government. He needs to understand the concept, where people are coming from with that argument. He needs to listen to people who have this kind of concept. Not your ministers, not your defense ministers, not the IG of police. Listen to Nigerians too. Let them bring out ideas. Get the ideas. Don't have a stereotype mind that once you mention state police, you are enemy of Mr. President. A president should not be doing that. I'm a pro-Buhari person, but I don't like what is going on at the moment. Thorough pro-Buhari, I spent my money to campaign for him, but I don't like what is going on. So, and if a person like him could be saying this, you should know that we don't have anything against the government. We are just saying the truth. And the truth is that we need to do more. The president needs to do more. And you need to call the governors that your people must go and hold the process. You must galvanize the people in all the state. And the way to galvanize the people in all the state, all the apparatus, all the state agencies that are responsible for giving orientation and education to people, you need to educate them that once a criminal gets to your area, he must not go. Once a criminal, you must not go. You cannot. Less than 1 million people cannot hold 250 million people ransom. Look at the statistics of Boko Haram, ISWAP. Our guys who are doing that, their own in the east, the kidnappers of our children in schools, look at the statistics. They are not up to 1 million. Probably we say 250,000. So, and this is because they are organized. So you have to also organize your own people. And the way to organize your own people is that let the people know that they own the process. Give the country back to them. Let us start state by state, local by local, by government, unit by unit. Right. Raise the consciousness, mobilize the people, raise a movement against kidnapping, insecurity. So, and the president must begin to initiate it. He must address the nation and talk to the people that this is your country. We cannot surrender our country to criminals. There are 5 categories of criminal that is going on. That one nation, if it is combated with that kind of a thing, it's in for it. And we are committing all these 5 crimes. And you leave it to only the government agencies to be taking care of. No. The people must own the process. Yeah. They must involve the people.
As much as the people are ready, it is government who will come to the people.
That is what I'm saying. That
all right,
it must start with the president.
Let's narrow it down to the schools themselves. I was asking some of my guests yesterday on the issue of schools. If we are securing schools, how should it be done in such a way that we don't scare students or children when they see security agents with guns all over the place because they need to protect schools? What dimension should that take, really?
Two openness has opened to us. One is either you close all the schools. Whoa, that's one of the options. It's either you close all the schools, or
is that an option to do?
That's an option. It is better to because the psychology of the nation is being affected now. All the children in the country today, even when they are not in that region, they read news. I have children that are reading news. They see what is happening. They see how children are being kidnapped. So that psychology is not good for the psyche of the nation. So it's either we close our schools or we do
for how long?
As long as we are able to put our house together in terms of security. As long as that, it is a price that is not too much for us to pay. It is better to have give your children complete education than giving them half education. Half education is when you give close to your lawyer. That is a win-win situation. I came back closing because he got half education as a lawyer. It's better to train a medical doctor properly than to perform surgery and keep losing life. So it's better to keep your children out of school. Or don't traumatize them again. They are traumatized. And like I'm saying that if the people own the process in the community, if the community owns the process, they will work very well with the security agent. It is the mistrust between the government and the people is our biggest challenge in this country. And the way to do that is to demystify what is called governance. Don't make governance appear as if the people in government are aliens. They are from another planet. Make it simple. Simplify the devolve power. Let the people own the process. So in the community, what you need to do in the community is the security agent and the National Orientation Agency must let the people of that community understand that this is our country. Don't submit it to the way we are mobilizing for war. Because in war situation, everything in the country is a low-scale war. So if any Nigerian that doesn't see from that perspective, in Lagos now, the new initiative brought by Sanwo-Olu now is the only thing giving us a new consolation. There's pickpocket, robbery in the traffic. But in the last 3 weeks that the equipment has gotten to it gives a lot of confidence to Lagos that we got our Lagos back. So in Nigeria too, in the communities, you need to mobilize the community. Let them integrate with the security. Let them work together. Because in a community, maybe you have 30 policemen, 20 soldiers. In a community of about 500,000 people. Then 20 people will come with gun, raid them and go. That's not to do it. You should realize that we are in a war situation. Low-scale war is going on all over the country. Because what you use to prosecute war is gun and bullet. And there's bullet and gun everywhere in Nigeria. So the way to do it is mobilize the country. If it is still blue that you have to defend your community with it. So if criminals don't recognize this kind of result from the people, it will keep happening. Because what criminals look at is your psychology. If they have detected fear in you, but when you work courageously to criminal, you are 20 and you are not courageous, one man with a knife will subdue all of you. But if it is just one person that you work courageously, because one wins war is not even gun and bullet, it's morale. So you have to raise the morale of the people in the community. The army The security agents have done sufficient performance. They have done excellently well. What you need to do is you have to boost their morale. The people must work with them. When you are passing among the people, they are scared. Are they the informant? Are they telling them that we are coming? We have seen cases of how our boys are ambushed now. How they are ambushed? They are not spirit. They are informant among the people. So you need to own the process. The government must encourage the people to own the process. And start with President Buhari. The president must constantly be talking. What the president is doing now is not overdue. It's a good thing. He doesn't have to stop talking to us. He needs to be talking to us every time, giving us confidence. We must be seeing our president all the time. So we must be seeing our governors too.
Yeah,
we must be seeing our senators
in the talking.
So in the community, like you have said, let community by community effort begins. Community by community effort all over Nigeria. Community by community effort. Let us begin to secure. We are not talking about giving anybody gun. No, consciousness must begin. You must be talking. You must be talking, because before criminal will strike, they won't come in 50s first. They will come in 2 and 3. They will do intelligence report. They will look at the area. So that effort must. So if you keep thwarting, let the people raise their last level of the nation to that point, because there's no part of the country you go today that there's no peculiar form of insecurity or the other day. You go to East, they have their own peculiar security. You go to West, you go to South, you go to the entire North, they have their own peculiar type of insecurity. So there must be that region by region effort, and it must begin by the president. And the sooner we have it, the better. Once we leave this stage, because it's a sequence. It's a sequence. It keeps escalating. It's
like a chain.
Yeah,
one leading to another.
It didn't get to this point in a day. Kidnapping, if you are nipped in the bud, they won't come back today. If they were crushed in a manner that it scares the criminal, they will not come back again. So it's a sequence. They will be emboldened. Gradually, they will be emboldened. They will be emboldened until to get to a point where our country will have to submit. Where even the Buhari may not even be able to go out. If the president is facing the north, you need a handful of army before. But the Bornese are experienced. We all saw it. As if he's going to a war to address army in the war zone. So almost half of our army were pulled to secure the life of the president in Borno State now. Almost. You should watch television. It shouldn't be so. Your president, you should wave to your president. You should walk up to your president and shake him. Not in that kind of. So you get to a point, many governors will not be able to come out of their government house again. In Buhari will not be able to even to go to, except say in Abuja only. And it's a sequence. It keep rising. So the earlier let's forget sectarian politics. Let us, and it starts with the president. Like I said, it starts with the president. If a Buhari president could be talking like this, and they still profile me that what's wrong with you, Razak, why are you talking like this? How much more someone who's an opposition? So don't allow security agents to profile people who bring solution, no matter how difficult the solution is. The role of our guys, people in government, as a president, as a governor, as a senator, is to take difficult advice. You can't be massaging your ego. You can't be saying the president you are doing well when things are going wrong. So we have to own the process. Communities must be galvanized. Educate the community, give them orientation. Let them know that any information you give to security agent there's going to be a backlash. And let the security agent also
because that's the area that
let the security agent also know that if you are coming to a mess in this community, you are secured. You are not going to lay ambush for you. You are going to make sure you are safe. If you are under, they are coming in. You are not going to back your body back. We are going to save. We are going to protect you. Once we call you, answer. So this kind of consciousness, a national consciousness, if you begin to inject into the people, you keep rising, then we confront at once, simultaneously, we confront all the 5 criminality that we have mentioned earlier. But if you don't do that, it's a sequence. It keep rising. It keep rising. It's not only Biafra people that can upturn Nigeria. It's not only Odua. It's not only Asaka people, the job people. It's not only Talakawas that can upturn. Security can take over process. It can take over the entire nation. Mexico, how do you take over from the drug cartel? Man, all these drug nations. When the president came back, he raised the consciousness. So the president and the governors, the senators, the parliament, the judiciary, every public office holder must begin a process where consciousness of our people must be raised. Let us start a movement against criminality in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, Razak Olokoba, for the insight into way forward on how to secure schools, secure community, and create consciousness amongst Nigerians. We appreciate you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being with you.
Right.